have severe thunderstorms popping up on this WRAL weather alert day here in the southern part of Wayne County. We still have a storm that we're tracking. I'll show you what to expect there and for the rest of the viewing area today.
Also, we'll be checking in with the WRAL storm tracker for what you can expect as you head out on those roads for your commute this morning.
Stabbing and standoff. A knife attack in Raleigh led to an hours-long standoff with police.
Guards, it's the Raleigh Police Department. Come to the front door. Come outside with your hands up.
How the standoff ended overnight.
Also, inside the police station, a man is dead after he was able to grab an officer's gun. What happened while he was in custody in Durham? We'll get that explanation for you, and we'll have the entire day of news to get you started here on your Thursday at 6 a.m. I'm Jeff Hogan.
And I'm Renee Chu. Great to have you with us. It is already an active weather morning with severe storms popping up. Elizabeth Gardner has been tracking one particular cell that has been rolling through Goldsboro. A lot of lightning with this one.
And we've been tracking this one for almost an hour. We saw it developing here in the southern part of Wake County, moving across Johnston County, and it was scheduled to expire at 6, and it looks like it just did. We're still dealing with this system, though. It's still producing a lot of lightning here around Goldsboro. It's not moving very quickly, moving at about 20 to 25 miles per hour. When this moved out of Johnston County into southwest Wayne County, the radar was picking up 1.5-inch hail, which put us about at ping pong ball size, which can definitely affect cars. This is where the dual Doppler 5000 radar really comes in handy, because it looks at the size of what's falling. And if its size is round, then that's hail. And so it's able to detect where the hail is, how fast it's moving. We take a look here. Notice the purple shaded areas. That's where we have the potential for hail still. But you can see that threat definitely shrinking. If you've been following us, of course, that hail threat looked much larger earlier. We still have other cells popping up. No lightning here, but in Zebulon and in Knightdale, you're about to get to this heavy rain moving across your area. We'll have more to come. We still have a few cells down to the south. And then later this afternoon, another round. Today's a WRAL weather alert day, and that threat shifts to our northeastern counties later today. 30% chance this morning. We'll see some sunshine this afternoon. It will be hot and humid, and then we'll have another round of storms later on. This is a look at our dense fog advisory that is in effect right now up until around 9 a.m. So where we've had some rain, we're also seeing some fog developing. Ken's here to take a look at some of the foggy cameras.
Yeah, Elizabeth, because of the stormy and foggy conditions, we do have the WRAL storm tracker out on the roads right now to give you a first-hand account of what you can expect as you get ready to head out. Let's check in with Mark Alexic and Kelsey Coffey to see what you guys are seeing right now. Kelsey.
Hey, Ken, right now we are on 64 East heading towards Knightdale and Zebulon. We just heard Elizabeth mention there that there's going to be a cell moving through here. So we're going to try to keep you updated here in the WRAL storm tracker. As far as your morning commute, lots of fog out there. We'll also give you a side-by-side look here live in Durham so you can see all of the fog there. Elizabeth talked about that dense fog advisory that's across most of our viewing area. So you want to be careful this morning if you're driving, especially in those rural areas where you may not have as many street lights. But Ken, what else can you tell folks before they head out on their morning commute?
Kelsey, that's some great advice. We do have Raleigh police working this crash on Raleigh's south side and South Saunders and Ely Agnes. This is right near the Sam's Club, and we can see a huge delay right there. We're being told that that crash is blocking part of the road. So if South Saunders is part of your morning commute getting to I-40 this morning, just know you'll be running into a little bit of a slowdown. I'll check to see if there's an alternate route for you coming up in the next few minutes. But for right now, all the major routes from Wendell to Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill are delay-free. You're getting ready to head into the car. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
This morning around 12:30, police took a man into custody after a stabbing and a standoff that lasted for hours. Police say that stabbing happened at a Sheetz on Millbrook Road and Green Drive. You see it on this map here. And then the suspect hid inside an apartment right around the corner. WRAL's Eric Miller is live outside the Sheetz this morning. Eric, that store just reopening this morning.
Jeff, just within the last 30 minutes, we saw the cleanup crew that was out here clear out of the way and customers start to file back in. Things finally getting back to normal here after those hours and hours of tense moments overnight. You take a listen here, you get a sense of just how tense those moments were.
Come to the front door.
Yeah, Raleigh police, they're ordering that suspect to come outside, put their hands up, do it now. That suspect was finally taken into custody right around 12:30 this morning. You can see them being wheeled into the back of an ambulance there. Raleigh police confirmed that suspect had minor injuries and has since been released from the hospital and is now in jail. This, of course, all started with that stabbing here at that Sheetz right around 7:15 last night. We're told the victim there suffered relatively minor injuries and is expected to recover. Raleigh police say the suspect then fled nearly half a mile away to that apartment complex before barricading themselves inside, that kicking off a standoff that lasted nearly 5 hours this morning. Raleigh police at one point using what sounded like flashbang grenades, trying to bring all of this to an end. Now, we're still working to learn the names of the people involved here this morning, as well as what charges that suspect will be facing. We'll bring you those details as soon as we get them. In Raleigh, Eric Miller, WRAL News.
A man is dead after a confrontation with police inside Durham Police Headquarters. New this morning, police radio traffic from Broadcastify is giving us a clearer description of the scene.
EMS, we have a 19-year-old male, GSW to the head.
Medic 5, we just need a Lucas. We're going to be bringing the patient down, working cardiac arrest.
It happened just before 6 last night. Police Chief Patrice Andrews tells us the man was a suspect being questioned about a recent homicide. She says police were preparing the man for transport when he lunged for an officer's gun.
He lunged for and gained full control of a Durham police officer's firearm. Once that happened, a physical struggle ensued, which ended when the suspect was shot.
After reviewing the footage, Chief Andrews says she believes the man shot himself. No officers were hurt in the struggle. The man died at the hospital. Police have not released his name. Just before 3:30 this morning, a teenager was killed and another was hurt after crashing a car into a house in Moore County. This happened on Stanton Hill Road in Cameron. Photos show the damage to the home. First responders say the house and car were both on fire when they got there. Firefighters rescued a dog that was inside. No people were inside at the time. We've reached out to the Moore County Sheriff's Office for more information and to learn the name of the teen who was killed.
Several students were hurt when an elementary school bus crashed in Johnston County. The crash happened as the bus was leaving Princeton Elementary School for the day yesterday afternoon. It's not clear how many students were on the bus or how many were injured. Both of Josh Prafford's kids were checked out by EMS after that crash.
The majority of the other children are okay. Minor injuries, but still got checked out and taken to ER and all just to make sure.
We have reached out to the Princeton Police Department for more information about the driver, their condition, and what led to that crash.
Today, we will learn more about the prices being set on essentials by companies. The Producer Price Index report will be released around 8:30 this morning. It measures how much it costs companies to create or import products. Those are costs that are often passed on to us as the consumers. We learned in Tuesday's Consumer Price Index report inflation is cooling. This likely due in part to the pauses on tariffs.
I think economists have been worried that if we maintain this tariff position, administration maintains that, we're going to see significantly higher inflation.
Economics professor Mike Walden from NC State says the Federal Reserve predicts if the administration were to hold its former posture on tariffs, inflation would go up a full percentage point. However, the willingness to make trade deals like the ones with UK and China have been essential for keeping production costs down.
New this morning, road trips for Memorial Day are expected to set a new record. AAA released its predictions at 3 o'clock this morning. AAA expects 1.3 million North Carolinians to be traveling during the holiday weekend. That's up nearly 50,000 people from last year. Most will travel by car, so fortunately, gas is cheaper than Memorial Day last year. Today, we are seeing an average of $2.89 a gallon in North Carolina. That's about 70 cents less than the national average on Memorial Day last year. If you have been missing and still waiting for your printed state income tax refund check, you want to listen up to this. The State Department of Revenue says its printing partner, Professional Mail Services Incorporated, unexpectedly went out of business. They are aware some notices and refund checks were not printed and mailed. The department says it is working to get them printed and mailed as soon as possible. Tonight, the Carolina Hurricanes can earn a trip to the Eastern Conference Finals. All they have to do is close it out. That's the toughest game of the series, though. They'll be up in D.C. to play Washington in Game 5 of their series. The Canes are up 3-1 in this best-of-7 series. Puck drop is at 7 o'clock and only on WRAL. Our expert analysis and exclusive insights in the Canes' playoff run. After the game, we'll break down every pivotal moment, what's next, and what you need to know. Canes exclusive post-game live tonight, 11:25 on WRAL.
Airport upgrades. After several malfunctions at Newark Airport, major changes are coming to aviation. The new efforts to make sure that flights stay on schedule.
And shot over burnt biscuits. An employee was shot by a manager at a Charlotte Popeyes. What police say about the argument that led up to that shooting.
And I've been tracking some severe storms. The warning here in Goldsboro has expired, but look at this cell here in eastern Wake County. That's where the storm tracker is right now. You can see the rain is coming down heavily. There's a lot of lightning. There's a chance for hail in some of these cells this morning and then later this afternoon. I'll walk you through the timeline for the rest of the day coming up.
Stay safe with the latest WRAL Weather Alert Day info. Get up to the minute weather and traffic conditions when you get in your car. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM, in Durham 96.5 FM, and everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
6:14, we have several cells that continue across our area. Some of those down near Fayetteville in the Sandhills. We just had a severe thunderstorm warning in Wayne County expire. It looks like the threat for hail has diminished some there. We'll zoom in here. You can still see a lot of lightning and some heavy rain affecting parts of Goldsboro and up toward Fremont. Also, a cell has just started to pop up here in eastern Wake County, particularly around Zebulon. There's some lightning associated with that. Could be some hail, and that's beginning to form up a line headed on up into the southern part of Nash County and then back here into Wilson County as well. So active morning out there, likely to be an active afternoon as well. The threat will shift to our northeastern counties later on today with a level 1 risk for severe storms. We may have some sunshine in the middle around lunchtime, but again, more severe storms possible later on today. Fog has also been an issue across our area this morning. We have a dense fog advisory that's in place for most of us. Look at this camera in Durham. Can't even see the DBAP. Ken is here with a look at more of those foggy cameras. Ken?
You're absolutely right, Elizabeth. Of course, it shows up on a live traffic map this morning with the yellows, the reds, and the orange showing how really foggy it is and how dense that fog is. We do have the WRAL storm tracker out on the roads this morning. Kelsey and Mark have been giving us firsthand accounts. They just ran into a downpour there in Knightdale. You can see the windshield wipers going this morning and the foggy conditions that are blanketing the triangle surrounding communities and here in Knightdale as well. Coming up in just a few minutes, I'll check on that crash on Raleigh South Side and South Saunders and Ely Agnes to let you know if that's continuing to affect your morning commute.
And happening right now in the WRAL Life Center, we want to take you live out to the Middle East where President Trump is speaking to troops at the Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar. He started his speech thanking troops and discussing his Mideast trip so far, and then he spoke about America's military power. He says, as president, my priority is to end conflicts, not start them, but I will never hesitate to wield American power if it is necessary to defend the U.S. or our partners. He said this is one of our great partners right here in Qatar. And then he added, when we're threatened, America's military will answer our enemies without even thinking about it. We have overwhelming strength and devastating force.
Michelle, adding to that, President Trump says he will not be mediating Ukraine-Russia peace talks today. Russian President Vladimir Putin will also not be there. Trump told reporters Putin wanted him there, but now Trump says Secretary of State Marco Rubio will travel to Istanbul instead for those talks.
Sean Diddy Combs' ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura will return to the stand today when the defense begins their cross-examination. Her testimony is at the heart of the government's racketeering and sex trafficking case against the music mogul. In her testimony, Ventura talked about physical abuse and encounters with escorts. Ventura testified when Combs was angry at her, he threatened to release videos. The prosecution allowed members of the jury to view photos of her injuries. Combs has pleaded not guilty to the charges against him.
Another disturbing story, Renee. Police say burnt biscuits led to a shooting at a Charlotte Popeyes. Authorities say a restaurant manager shot a coworker after an argument about overcooked biscuits. The employee was rushed to the hospital to undergo emergency surgery. The 22-year-old manager is charged with attempted murder.
Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy says he is optimistic about work to upgrade airports, including New Jersey's Newark Airport. A string of technology outages has caused chaos over the past few weeks. New fiber lines are replacing copper wires at major airports around New York City. Duffy told lawmakers his team is working to get more students through air traffic control training.
There was a target of 2,000 for this fiscal year of controllers to get out of the academy or to get into the academy. That was not going to be met, but after this supercharge announcement that we made, I think we're going to hit the 2,000.
Secretary Duffy has blamed his predecessor, Pete Buttigieg, for problems they're facing now. He's accusing the Biden administration of being unorganized and inefficient. But Buttigieg says they turned a shrinking air traffic control workforce into a growing one. It is 6:19, and our weather threats have been growing this morning. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. There have been some foggy conditions, but then also some severe storms as well.
We've seen these little cells popping up that are really packing a punch, especially in terms of hail. We had one cell pop up in Johnston County, move here into Wayne County. You could see the yellow shaded area. That's where we had a severe thunderstorm warning, and in fact, during the 5 o'clock hour, and an indication from radar that the hail was 1.5 inches in diameter, which is about ping pong ball size. And that's where the dual Doppler 5000 radar really comes in. It can tell the shape of what's falling. And so if it's round, it's hail, and it can tell what size it is as well. So things have quieted down a little bit, but we still have some cells that we're watching. The one that was here in Goldsboro is still producing some heavy rain and some lightning as it pushes out. And then also a new one just in the last 15 or 20 minutes developed in eastern Wake County. That one is growing in intensity, very heavy rain. Kelsey Coffey's there in the storm tracker, and we'll hear from her in just a few minutes. Could have some hail in this as it continues to grow a line through Bailey and Lucama into parts of Nash and Wilson County. So we'll be watching that line especially closely coming up over the next hour or so. Damaging wind, isolated tornadoes. The threat shifts to our northeastern counties later on today. Again, wind damage, hail, flooding, and isolated tornadoes all possible. We did have a tornado warning in Cumberland County around 9:15 last night. Haven't gotten any reports of any damage just yet. A lot of cloud cover out there this morning in some places, other places already beginning to clear. We will clear around lunchtime, and that'll add energy to the atmosphere. And when that happens, look what we see. We do see scattered thunderstorms in our northeastern counties. Hail and damaging wind, I think, would be our biggest threats. We've also had a lot of rain, though, in some of our northeastern counties, as much as about 3 inches in Edgecombe County and parts of Northampton and Halifax County. In our southern counties, we've seen as much as 5 inches in parts of Cumberland and Sampson County. So we add rain to that, and flooding could be an issue for us as well. The chance of rain goes down Friday and Saturday, and Sunday looks dry, but our temperatures are on their way up. We'll talk more about that in just a bit. This is an attempt to look at the ball field there at the DPAC. Dense fog advisory in effect for most of us up until around 9 o'clock. Right now, visibility is at 1/4 mile in Durham, Raleigh, and Rocky Mount. And we take a look at those temperatures. Boy, really climbing on Friday and Saturday, mid-90s both days. That's going to be close to record highs. And what we haven't seen so much yet this year, Ken, is high humidity to go along with it. So it's going to feel more like upper 90s Friday and Saturday. You have, of course, some foggy conditions showing up there on your maps as well.
Absolutely. The yellow, the reds, the oranges showing where the fog is most dense. We also want to get to the WRAL storm tracker out on the roads that ran into a huge downpour. They were just in the Nightdale area just a little bit. And you can see it right here. Right now, they're on I-87 coming back toward Raleigh. And you can see the windshield wipers going, the bumper-to-bumper traffic there on I-87 in those southbound lanes. So I can't stress enough, give yourself some extra time if you're about to head out this morning. Also, too, that crash on Raleigh's south side, on South Saunders and Ely Agnes, has really probably been pushed to the side of the road right now because we're not seeing any delays in that particular area. So just keep that in mind as you're about to head out. And if you are heading out to the car, tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Thanks, Ken. Tree down. This morning, we are seeing storm damage left over from a severe week of weather. A look at the biggest impacts, including on this Raleigh home.
And a standoff with police. A man is in custody after stabbing in Raleigh. What we're learning from the store where it happened.
And coming up on Today, Delta's CEO sits down to talk about the summer travel season, the state of air safety, and the best strategies for planning flights.
latest What's Trending report, sponsored by Rug & Home.
NFL schedule announcements are out.
And another sneak peek at the next season of Bridgerton. Somebody's excited. Ken Smith here now with What's Trending.
Forget the NFL schedule. Let's get to Netflix sharing the second sneak peek of season 4 of Bridgerton. It shows the moment a second Bridgerton brother, Benedict, seemingly falling in love with Sophie. The new leading actress, Yerin Yao, will take the role of Sophie in season 4.
Yeah, and what's interesting is the character is Sophie Beckett in the book, but it's been changed to Sophie Beck, B-A-E-K, and that's to reflect the actress's heritage. She's actually Korean-Australian, and she'll have to do a British accent for Bridgerton. The new season will be premiering in 2026. We don't know which month yet, but it's kind of on par with, every season has been 2 years in between.
Okay.
So still a long wait.
It could be January, it could be July, though.
I know.
It's worth the wait. Absolutely. But hands there, every year NFL teams have an extra fun sharing their regular season schedules. So this year, some are the best, include the LA Chargers making their schedule announcement in Minecraft. How about that? The Baltimore Ravens taking on the world of Severance. And the Atlanta Falcons sharing their Mario Kart lookalike game called ATL Kart.
It's really gone next level. This started just a few years ago when they would try to outdo one another, and it looks like they've spent some money on these things now. This has gone to another level. Pretty neat.
And how they tie it into pop culture. Yeah, very cool.
On the actual field, by the way, the Carolina Panthers will start the season with the Jacksonville Jaguars.
There you go.
Elizabeth.
It's been an active morning on radar, especially south and east of the Triangle. We had a severe storm, mostly hail down here near Goldsboro. But look at this new line that's starting to develop. We have the chance of some hail in eastern Wake County. We'll get into that in a little more detail coming up.
Death in custody. A man is dead after a confrontation inside Durham Police Headquarters. What Chief Andrews is saying about how he got a gun.
And we'll check in with the WRAL storm tracker as areas of our viewing area are dealing with severe thunderstorms. Others seeing dense fog this morning.